It's not even 10 o'clock in the morning yet. I'm so tired. What are you doing today? Hello? 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 You serious? 10 o'clock in the morning, you ready to drink and smoke, you playing this bum-ass PS4 with this loud-ass music, and you expect somebody to buy you a PS5? You didn't even get to do my dishes. You definitely did not vacuum this floor. And I've been sitting doing a whole overnight and you have time to ignore me, be on your phone, smoke some weed, and play the PS4, but you want somebody to buy you a PS5? And so, and you got your feet on my table. Like you do or pay some bills in this house. You is disrespectful, you know that? I'm tired of this shit. I can't deal with this shit no more. On some real G shit. You need to go clean them dishes, you need to vacuum this floor, you need to get your shit together and get the fuck out. And then you sitting here with the stupid face. And this is why a nigga like you don't never have no energy to fuck that little ass dick.
Well, recently, I've had a client that recently told me about a domestic violence situation that occurred with her and her lover. Now, she's actually doing work, but she never followed the golden rule. The golden rule, which is no arguing, no hostile contact. See, she cut the guy down so bad that the guy jumped on her and tried to bite her lip off. Now, think for a second. The guy didn't hit her in her stomach. He didn't hit her in her shoulder. He didn't hit her anywhere else. He went for her mouth. See, when you're doing work, wherever you're trying to work your relationship out, you have to have some reservation over your mouth. You can't just say anything reckless. See, if you're doing spiritual work to work out your relationship, you have to understand that the person you're working on has a conscience. With the conscience, a person has feelings. So when you cut someone down and you hurt them emotionally, not everyone is going to react peacefully and cry. Some people may get up and take out their frustrations out on you. I've heard a spiritualist in the past say, oh, you better be careful with doing love magic because, your target may turn around and want to beat you. That's not true. That's far from the truth. When this situation occurs or happens, that's because this was already in the person and you just pushed them to the point of no return. I know we live in a society that says, men should not hit women, but women, you have to understand your mouth can do a lot of damage. And knowing a man's nature, we do not tolerate for another man to cut us down. I just had a conversation earlier on with a friend of mine, and we were talking about domestic violence and how men in the past would say, go get a man for me to fight. If he had a problem with a woman, he would say, go get another man for me to fight him. Of course, today people don't really do that. And, and I was explaining that we had situations in the past where there would be domestic violence situations where someone would say certain things out of line. It's not just men. Sometimes a man can say something so harsh to a woman, she comes out, she boils water and she throws it on, the guy. I had a cousin that happened to when I was younger. Running his mouth. Female he was with, she boils hot water and then, basically as he came out, she threw hot water on him, boiling hot water on him. So it's not just a thing that, only men experience, women experience it too. When you cut someone down, you verbally abuse someone, you give them a mental chastising. What that does, it builds up resentment and it builds up hostility. And like I always say, anger impedes the process of reasoning. Sometimes it's better to hold your tongue because now we're in a situation where, okay, we did work for this individual to not leave the client. The guy couldn't leave. And she was pressing him, saying, "Why don't you leave?" Putting his feet to the fire. See, in some situations that works. It works sometimes. But when you're pressing to put someone's feet to the fire, and then you're cutting them down on top of that, and they can't leave you because of whatever financial condition going on, they can't leave. What does that do? It builds up resentment. It builds up frustration. And this is where you find situations of, one of the individuals in a relationship tries to assault the other. So, looking at the way this situation played out for the client, now she has a restraining order against him, which is kind of working backwards, because now he's not in the house anymore. You cut this guy down so bad that it escalated into this situation. Now he's no longer in the house, and you already saw that the guy couldn't leave, and on top of that, he never went with the woman that you paid to do work on. And I say that for you people out there, you need to pay attention to everything that's going around you. See, a lot of things is going around you, and a lot of you guys are not paying attention to those things. A lot of things are transpiring, but you're not paying attention. So for this client, she didn't realize, okay, why this guy isn't leaving. You did work to keep the guy with you, and he's saying that he can't leave. Yeah, there's another woman in the picture. How come he hasn't left with her? He can't move or leave or move in with her for whatever reason. And the client didn't realize this. So the client, in immaturity and in impatience, this person cut this person down. Now he's living somewhere else. Now the client doesn't know what the hell is going on. Now it's just pushed the effort back. All this movement we were making to bring the situation to a conclusion, now it's pushed back. All because a client wanted to use their mouth to cut their, lover down. I understand the frustration, and the person's lying to you, they're playing games, but as I always say, play a fool to get a fool. When you're talking about doing love magic, this is not a childish game. This is not a game for the emotionally weak. You have to have thick skin. You have to be a person with maturity that responds mentally rather than irrationally. So with that said, I conclude this video. Watch your mouth.